Welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck Are the Planets Doing Today? I'm your host, Brooke, and let's dive into the chart, shall we? So this is not the daily chart. However, this is the chart time of when Neptune ingressed into 0 degrees Aries. So this happened at 7:58 a.m. Eastern time zone. Okay, listen, guys. So, before I dive into all of this, some quick housekeeping, okay? I don't know how much traction on TT this is going to get because my account has been restricted and I have no violations whatsoever. I mean, the only thing that I have is 2 videos that doesn't qualify for the FYP. Okay. And my content specifically is set up for 18 and up content, okay? It's not set up for below 18. So, with that being said, you can find me other places, and I will list here, okay? Just in case this happens. And I'm trying to figure out what I've done. Because I ain't done nothing. I've actually been quite easy with my stuff. So anyway, I'm also looking for another green screen platform. Because I am going to probably just remove TikTok altogether. I'm over the targeting that's taken place. And you all are specifically targeting people. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's dive into the chart, shall we? So at 7:58 a.m., Neptune ingressed into 0 degrees Aries. Now, Mercury is at that 29 degrees of Pisces and about to conjunct Venus again. And then Venus is going to be conjuncting the North Node. Venus and Saturn is going to be meeting up again here pretty soon. What I'm most thankful for today, okay, because Mars has now moved into that 23 degree point. Thank God, okay? And is in a square with the moon that is now moving out of Aries and will be moving into Taurus. So, the energy for today is still pretty hot-headed. Like, I had a ton of energy when I first woke up and I was like, okay, this is it. Clean my sheets, clean the house, clean, purge, clean, right? Because the more that I can get the energy moving in my immediate space, the more I'm going to see it outside of me, okay? So that was like the first thing that I did, and I just got a shower and I'm just sitting down to actually record this. And I don't typically record things on Sundays. I like to take Sundays off and have a day of rest. But since Neptune has now ingressed into that 0 degree of Aries point, I felt it was really important to do a daily astrology update. And the reason being is because it's truly feeling like, okay, this illusion, this fog, this spell that we have been under is now being burned away, okay? It is literally being burned away. And we're going to start seeing things a little bit more clearly. So this is where those of you that have truly kept the faith, you've truly done the work, okay? Because we still have Saturn and Saturn's still in that trine with Mars. You see this here? Okay. They're within 1 degree of that. Okay. Lilith is still in that square with Mars. Okay. Still opposing Chiron. So we still have that, that energy of the wounded warrior being put on blast. Literally, Lilith is kind of like, F you, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to set this shit on fire in order to move forward, right? So, I was talking to a client client of mine, a beautiful divine feminine, and she was like, there's so much information that's being thrown at us. And I was like, yeah, Jupiter and Gemini. And she was like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, well, you know, Jupiter's expanding all the facts that's being thrown our way. And you got to think, there's a lot. There's a lot of information that's coming our way. And there's going to be even more information that's coming our way, because that trine with Lilith is going to be coming a little bit more exact. They're within that 5-degree orb. So Lilith is going to be helping to bring a lot of the facts to the table. Like, what's truly working for humanity and what's not working for humanity. I have been seeing a lot of people really stepping into their divine role and bringing that darkness to light, which is what we're here for. Okay, we're here, 555. We're here to bring that to light. We're here to shine the light on the darkness so we can see and know what needs to be changed, okay? How can you work with this energy on a personal level? You want to make sure that you're seeing everything in your own life clearly. For me, it felt like the heavy weight had been lifted off me. Like it was just being burned away. Because Neptune can be very numbing, very heavy, very distorted, okay? Specifically in Pisces. So it has felt like there has been a complete burning of all of those illusions, all of those spells. Truly. Okay. Now, Neptune is going to be working into that trine with Juno. Okay. And they're still in a trine. I mean, that's a 1-degree orb. So be mindful with your relationships. Be mindful of things looking better than what they actually are. Okay. Because of that numbing effect of Neptune. Okay. Just be mindful of that. And as the moon moves into into Taurus and works its way to Uranus, we're going to be hearing more about because really Uranus and Taurus has been putting the mad scientist on blast. And I don't know how any other way to explain it, like whether it be Dr. Frankenstein, if you know who I'm talking about. The one. Okay. Weather modification, our food. And there's a lot that's actually being brought up to the surface about RFK. I have looked for his chart, and I'm going to look again because I don't believe I could find it the first go around. And that's why I've never done a video, because I looked for it and I didn't see it. But I'll say today. We'll see. If I can get to it today, I will look for his chart and we'll get in there and we'll see what's going on. Okay. Anyway. Distracted. Let's get a card and see what is the card for today. And if you guys have not seen my Aries solar eclipse, you can find that on my YT. Okay, I love it. I thought this was actually the Queen of Pentacles, but it's the 3 of Pentacles, and then I turn this upside down and I've got the Empress. Okay, so there's definitely going to be fated connections that's going to be coming together, specifically as Mercury moves back to the North Node, all right? Just remember to make sure that you're seeing things clearly. You have crystal clear boundaries, that Saturn and Pisces. Make sure your boundaries are firm. Make sure you're not shocking people like an electric fence, okay? And stay grounded in who you are and what you bring to the table. And I do have the Lovers underneath that too. So there is going to be fated connections that are going to be coming together, okay? Just make sure you're seeing things clearly. All right. I love you guys. I hope these messages find you well. And we'll talk soon. Bye.